guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be making one of our all-time favorites, ice cream cake. For this recipe, you're going to need a couple of items. You're going to need a pound cake. I'm using chocolate pound cake for this recipe, but you can use whichever pound cake you like. I am also using a store-bought pound cake, but feel free to make your own. I'm going to use your favorite ice cream of choice. Today I'm using peanut butter cup ice cream. You're going to need a springform pan. This is pretty important when you're making ice cream cakes. A springform pan has this on the side, so when I open it up, the bottom comes out, and that's gonna act as the mold for my ice cream, so it can harden and set up in my freezer. You are gonna need a large bowl, and today I'm gonna be using Kit Kat bars. You can use whatever candy is your favorite. You could use chocolate chips if you'd like. I just like a little crunch and a little added texture in between my ice cream and cake layer. So let's get started. I'm going to take about half of this cake, and this is kind of fun, guys, because you can just kind of crumble it up with your fingers. It's very, very relaxing. If some gets into your mouth, that's okay, Joe. It's your cake. Now, I am using a 9-inch springform pan for this, so I'm going to use half the cake. If you were to use something bigger, you could use the whole cake. It's a very adaptable recipe. In fact, I'm going to use just a wee bit more, because who doesn't love cake? Okay, now, once that's crumbled up fairly well, I'm going to come on in, and I'm going to take my softened ice cream. This is also another really important part, guys. You need to have softened ice cream for this. It's going to make it so much easier for you to mix and to mold your cake layers. If it's a hot day, let it sit out on your counter for a little bit, or if you don't have that much time, just pop it in the microwave until it gets, pretty manageable and soft. All right, so I've used about half of the carton of ice cream, and I'm going to mix my cake and ice cream layer. So it's going to crumble up my cake a little bit more. You want to mix it pretty well, making sure that the ice cream and the cake are nicely mixed. This is a delicious part, and it's also going to make it a little bit easier to cut through once everything is frozen. So once my cake and ice cream are well blended, I can move on to my next step, which is adding it to my springform pan. So I'm going to take my springform pan. I'm going to clean up my hands first because my hands are getting messy with cake. And I'm going to pour it into the bottom of my springform pan. Okay. Now, once it's poured in, I can flatten it out with the back of my spoon. Now, you want it to be a fairly even layer. You don't want there to be like too many lumps. So just keep on flattening it out until it's nice and smooth. That looks pretty good. Now, I like to add a little bit of something for crunch, and today I'm going to be using Kit Kat bars, because who doesn't love a good Kit Kat bar? So I'm going to take my chopped up Kit Kats, and I'm going to just sprinkle them all around that layer. That's going to be between the cake part and the ice cream part. No chocolate left behind, guys, no chocolate left behind. All right, so now I'm going to take the rest of my ice cream and I'm going to spoon it over the top of my cake. Now again, it's easier when the ice cream is soft because you can kind of mold it and shape it to where you want it to go. And if it's not as soft as you'd like it to be, just pop it in the microwave. Now the only sad part of this cake is that you're going to have to let it refreeze. So you want the cake layer to freeze, you want your ice cream to freeze again, and you're gonna have to pop it in the freezer for at least 4 hours so that it sets up well. So if you're planning to serve it in the evening, you wanna kind of start this in the morning. I love it when a recipe comes out nicely. Now you could decorate the top of this cake with some chocolate syrup, with sprinkles, with the extra candy if you have it. Be as creative as you want. Again, I'm just gonna kind of flatten this layer out with the back of my spoon. And now I'm gonna pop it in my freezer for 4 hours. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon, and have a great day. Bye.